Hi, Mary. Thank you so much for joining me at the UK AI Women in AI podcast. I'm Zahra Shah. Please, could you introduce yourself to everyone listening today?
Yeah, lovely to be with you, Zara. Nice to talk to everyone. I'm Mary Kemp, co-founder of AI Potential, a Gen AI transformation organization.
What inspired you, Mary, to choose this career path?
I'd love to say that I was an intentional leader and saw what was coming years in advance, but then I would be telling stories. I'm in tech. What am I? An immigrant to AI. So my background is we've had our own company for decades, and our focus was corporate America. So we're working with large enterprise organizations even out there helping them grow. So with business development and getting all their structures and things through. And then luckily for us, I think about 2 years ago, well, so over 2 years ago now, March 2023, we heard about this new thing and wondered if AI might be able to help us. And it turned out it could do more than help us. So there was a big piece of work we used to do. We would dive deep into an ideal client persona or avatar, and it would be the bedrock of everything we did for our clients. And it enabled us to bring big clients on for our clients like Etsy and Lauren Perrier and things like that. But it would take the team 4 to 6 weeks. It was a hard, big piece of work. Even then, in 2023, ChatGPT knocked it out of the park, did that piece of work in under an hour. And you'll hear me say this, and I hate saying it every time, and it did it better than us. So at that point, we might have felt sorry for ourselves and thought, okay, so what are we going to do? We can sit here and just wait and be disrupted, or we can pivot and help others navigate it. And that's what we did. I don't think I had any clue of what I was biting off, um, and how far ahead of the market we were. Yes, so it was a very interesting journey to get us to that point.
Hmm, fascinating. I suppose through this journey, which was, almost like very organic, the way you described it, what were some of the key challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, there was a lot. So the first challenge was that we became an accidental startup overnight. We had long-term relationships with those large organizations in the States. We'd worked with them for years. We were essentially almost part of their companies. Um, and we made an assumption, I'm pleased we did, that they would come with us. They are still in the process of coming with us 2.5 years later. So so we then had to think, okay, so what are we going to do now? We weren't, because of our US focus, we weren't heavily involved in our local business community. So we needed to get going really quickly to fill that gap. So we had to understand, or I had to understand what my strengths were, and had to be really focused on leaning into those strengths so that we could rapidly fill the gap from the clients that we have been working with, to build new clients. So we actually started really small. We cut our teeth on entrepreneurs and solopreneurs. They're fast decision makers. They had the biggest problems. They were wearing all the hats with AI. So it enabled us to test and scale really, really quickly, solve their problems. And then we just kind of grew from there. We were building a lot of trust. Um, the other thing that we did, I think that was quite critical, is we gave our time. So a lot of what we do now is giving back to third sectors, so charities and helping them. So that's what we did in the beginning. We went out to the local charities around us and just gave our time and helped them. And in return, that meant that our network grew, and they referred other larger clients to us. That wasn't our intention, but you kind of what you give out, you get back.
Amazing. I mean, I'm very happy to hear that, you were already making a difference and thinking about, your long-term impact. What are some of the current projects you're working on, and what are your future plans?
So what we've learned over time is, well, it's the what you always are told in business to be specific. And in the beginning, it's really hard, particularly when you're in entrepreneurial startup mode, because we knew we could help everyone. And over time, we've got really clear on the clients that we help best. And those are ones in regulated markets. So our focus is on health, finance, and legal. Um, They've got a bigger road to climb. They are usually coming from a more traditional style business operation system. They are risk averse, and they have to be risk averse. They're dealing with sensitive data, so the transformation for them is going to take a long time. So we love working with those people, and actually, as a agency ourselves, we have roots going back to the healthcare industry. So it's a really good fit for us. So that's where we love to play. And we have quite a big EU focus now, with the EU AI Act and having to be compliant with that in a regulated market. That adds another wrinkle. So we've got a lovely mental health company, quite large, fast growing, actually AI powered, incidentally, across Italy, France, and Spain. And we're dealing with quite a few kind of legal organizations as well. So we do feel really lucky. And then there'll be outliers like doing workshops for Mars and things like that. It's brilliant where you can end up. And Save the Children was a lovely one where we just gave our time back at their global conference, and that was lovely. So I kind of feel lucky. I think after running around like crazy for 2.5 years, we're now starting to really build up some lovely long-term partnerships with clients that are people first, that recognize that AI isn't a magic bullet, and they really need to identify the problems that need to be solved, and then is AI a good fix? Um, so I think I'm kind of getting to my happy place now.
Oh, that's good to know. Mary, what is your long-term vision, and what impact would you like to be remembered for? Um, this might be a, slightly, what's the word, a deep question you might need.
No, that's absolutely fine. So long-term vision is um, democratization and equality within AI and tech. I know that we've been trying to work for that for years, but I really want women to realize that this is not a tech problem, this is a people problem. Um, and there is no barrier to entry with AI. All you need is curiosity. I don't come from a tech background at all. And that's no barrier to entry. And I need women to know that we can't sit back and wait. This is a major opportunity not to let another tech revolution leave us behind. So if that is my only legacy, I would be, that's like a saying it's a small thing. It's a big thing. Anyone listening to this, um, male or female, please lean in, please play. So, and for me, it's one other part of the legacy is I don't know about anyone else listening to this, but I can definitely suffer from imposter syndrome. That self-belief and confidence is critical when you're an entrepreneur and business leader. And so I've had a lot of people that have supported me over the years, but what if for younger women that are coming through now, they had that team already that gave them self-belief and confidence and a tribe that they could go to. So we're actually in the process of setting up a charity with myself and a group of other amazing female leaders that is leaning in to use AI ethically to create that environment for women between the ages of 16 and 28. So they have access to knowing that they've got other women that have been on that path that have their backs, and integrating that with other charities as well. So yeah, that would be a fun project. And on the business side, it's grow. We're in scale now, growing our team, and we've got some amazing networks opening to us in Europe. That's going to kind of make us the hub for AI literacy and AI compliance and responsible AI use within the EU and mid-market organizations.
Hmm. How can what advice would you offer to girls? You kind of offered people advice to how to get uh, started and follow your footsteps. How can they connect to you if they wanted to reach out to you and perhaps, let's say, wanted to be
Yeah, please, I'm on LinkedIn. Feel free to use my email as well, mary at aipotential.ai. Um, get involved in any local support groups. So I'm one of the leads at Brighton AI, which is the biggest kind of digital community for businesses in Brighton. Yeah, anyone listening to this, just get involved. You're very happy to reach out to me and always happy to have a conversation.
That's great. And I know that you've also been involved in UK AI. What has been your experience of, attending some of the roundtables and contributing your knowledge?
So I would suggest to everyone to get involved. Initially, we're a growing kind of startup scale-up company, and we're in the room with some very large organizations. And it doesn't matter. Everyone's welcome. Everyone's voice is equal. Don't doubt yourself. Just go along. So I will admit, the first few times I came in, I was like, "Oh, this is a rarefied atmosphere. What are the rules? Am I allowed to talk?" And you're kind of looking around to see what's going on. But actually, it's such a welcoming community. And everyone has something of value to give to the group. So if you haven't come along to any of the events, you just learn so much, and there is so much support there. You will find other businesses that are providing the same services as you. It doesn't matter. There's enough to go around, and there's a very generous spirit within UK AI. So if you're not involved with UK AI, you really do want to be.
That's great. Is there anything else you'd like to share with people who are watching or listening?
I think the biggest message I'd love anyone to know is it's all about people and not about the tech. So if you're struggling with Gen AI, that will be why. And it's really important for people to realize it's a skill and not a tool. Don't get blinded by the tech. Lean into the ability to use the tech.
Thank you, Mary. It was an absolute pleasure and to speak to you. And thank you for sharing your knowledge and your experience. And I'm sure people would be inspired by you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for spending the time with me, Zara. As always, it's a pleasure to see you.